Pain can force fathers to forsake their daughters, and heroes to betray their kingdoms. It can change the hearts of tyrants, or subdue the lands of proud and vicious warriors. It is pain that makes wives hate husbands, and immortals beg for death, and only pain that can shackle whole plains to the will of a single lord. Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host Liam, aka Hemvar, and today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Troy Dennings's Pages of Pain. Pages of Pain is a 1994 novel, and it is actually a Planescape novel for the Dungeons & Dragons campaign setting. It is narrated by the ruler of Sigil herself, the Lady of Pain. The story opens with her going around her city invisibly, and it's quite a mood as she contemplates pain, gods, and the such like. This is in first person until we get to our visitor to Sigil. Again, his parts are technically being observed and told to us by the Lady of Pain, but it really switches from first and third person as necessary. Our protagonist is an amnesiac. He woke up in Tharos, first layer of Arborea, and went about being a typical Greek-style hero like Heracles or Theseus. He remembers not his name, though, and he's mostly called the Amnesian Hero, or Zumbi, by another main character. But before I mention her, Zumbi needs to deliver an amphora filled with a gift from the god Poseidon to the Lady of Pain to regain his memory. He has armor made by Hephaestus, which helps with this quest as he is impervious to harm while wearing it. Jake is his companion that we meet pretty early on, and Amnesian Hero is rather naive socially, thinking his deeds make him well-known and, likable, and really liable to do whatever he wants. Jake is a mad tiefling woman that thinks everyone is dead. This is before, the WotC generic cookie-cutter tiefling when they were quite new at the time in the game still. Before the blood of Asmodeus stain made them all red with tails and horns and stuff. There are a couple other characters that find their lot with our protagonist, but this happens with the story, and I won't really get into it, but becomes a little tedious as it starts being a continuous chase and run while searching for the results of the quest. I know some people don't like saying it could be shorter, but I don't know. I think it would be more effective shorter. The scenes we go through are enjoyable enough. It's just labyrinthine and exhausting eventually. But I was actually impressed with Dennings's job here. It's a typical heroic fantasy quest, but manages to have humor, musings of an immortal that is toned very well done. I was impressed. And this part is part of the myth theme of the book that's rather heavy on it. We do get a good idea for Sigil 2 as a setting or a city in which I only had vague ideas about beforehand, and much of this is from the outsider perspective of the Amnesian Hero too, so it's well done. As he experiences it, we also experience it for the first time. We get these mythic themes and the power of belief itself. We get the ideas of deity, and particularly as it pertains to the City of Doors. We get identity, we get madness, and of course pain, lots of pain. I didn't really expect it from Denning, who I've grown to kind of find as an okay author, as I've read several books by him at this point. It's still a D&D novel, and so maybe fit for younger audiences, but I'm not sad I read this. It manages to be dark and rather powerful at times. Again, I think it could be shorter to be a bit more effective, but I was just surprised with how certain lines just jumped out and they just kind of stick with you. In fact, I'm going to close with one. So here's a quote. He stands alone in hollow gloom, with the sound of his own breath whispering down unseen passages ahead and behind, and to both sides, wondering how he stumbled into this blackest of all labyrinths. He entered by choice. We all do. Whether we are mapping the heavens or skulking the lanes of the underworld, whether we are hunting the imprisoned fiend or have ourselves become the monster, whether we are searching for what is lost or hiding what must never be found. We all round that first corner by choice, and by then we are lost. You too. You must decide what is false and what is true, and what is time for me, but not for you. We are wandering the mazes, all of us, and we cannot hope to escape until we learn to tell between what is real and what is real for someone else. There lies the madness and the truth as well. Liam from Liam's Lyceum. I'll catch you next time.